Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a nice day today. Let me know in the comments what you got up to today. Tonight, well, depends on what time you're watching it, but right now it is tonight, I'm going to be showing you guys my March and April favorites. I completely forgot about this video, that's why it's already June. June? Yeah, June. So that's why it is a little bit late, but hopefully you guys don't mind. I guess it's better than nothing. And yeah, so I'm going to show you all of the things I have been loving. Unfortunately, I haven't been loving a huge amount of products. Obviously, I've continued loving the same things, but there hasn't been anything too new. So a lot of the things I'm talking about will be more lifestyle and entertainment. So I hope you guys don't mind. Anyway, I'm going to start out with a makeup product because there is one product I have just been absolutely loving and I've been using it every single time I do my makeup. Well, pretty much every single time unless it's a really natural day. And it is the Chi Chi Brow Pomade in the shade Medium Brown. My packaging is really gross, which I'm ashamed of because usually I keep my packaging really nice. This is what it looks like. I actually really love the packaging. It's pretty much identical to the Anastasia Dip Brow. Anastasia or Anastasia? I'm not sure, but it's pretty much the same as that, except it is a completely different formula. It is almost like a mousse in comparison to the Anastasia one. That one felt like a wax and this one is definitely a lot more liquidy. Because of the mousse-like formula in the Chi Chi Brow Pomade, it is more difficult to use than the Anastasia Dip Brow, which is a little bit annoying and it did freak me out at first. But I feel like once you have the hang of it, it actually gives you better results that last longer. This product claims to be waterproof and smudge free, and I actually agree. It definitely is those things. While you're working with it, it feels a bit smudgy, but when it sets, it just stays there and it's awesome. Like the other day, I was doing my makeup at probably like 5 p.m. and then I was out all night and I got home at 7 a.m. and it was still on perfectly and I was like, oh cool. So I definitely really recommend these. Also, one last tip to do with this product, use the smallest amount of it as you possibly can. I use a little angled brush, I dip it in and then I wipe most of it off, and even then sometimes it's a little bit too much. So I feel like this is going to last forever, which is awesome. Now moving on to my skincare favorite. I have a feeling I've mentioned this in a favorites video in the past because I just love it so much, but I thought it was worth mentioning again because I've continued to love it, and it's definitely one of the main things in my skincare routine that helps my skin staying healthy and moisturized, and I think it probably would help me avoid pimples because of that, because my skin is always really balanced. And it is the Rosehip Certified Organic Rosehip Oil enriched with acai berry and antioxidant oil. I use this on my whole face before I go to bed every single night. If I forget it one night, I don't feel the same. So if you have dry skin like me, or you just have a few things that you know that rosehip oil will help with, like scarring or skin damage in some way, then I really recommend this one. I think it's a really good value for money as they can get really pricey. Now moving on to my hair care favorites. One of them isn't actually with me right now. I didn't keep the packaging, but it was the last hair dye that I used. The actual hair dye was average. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but the color was black brown, and that's the darkest I have ever gone, and I was actually so happy with it. Also, to keep my hair in a really moisturized condition, as personally I have dry hair, I guess like dry skin, dry hair, it's all kind of linked together. And I've been using a couple of products to help with that. One of them I got in the hair care bag, so I don't actually know the price of it. I have a feeling it's a bit pricey though, and it is the L'Oreal Elvive, I'm not sure, but it's a color protecting conditioner for colored and highlighted hair. These usually come in hair dyes, so I knew what they were going to be like, and they're always so moisturizing and do such a good job compared to normal conditioner. So I've been loving this. I've gone through a whole one of them, and then this was the second one that came in the bag. Well, it didn't come with two of these in the bag. My friend Ellie just gave me hers because she doesn't dye her hair, and this second one is very cheap. It's from Kmart. I got it for $2 or $3. And it is a Mad for Keratin hair treatment. I honestly don't expect much when I buy cheap products like this. Even just a little bit more moisturization is awesome. It actually delivered way more than I expected. I usually put this in the ends of my hair while I have my conditioner in. I don't think that's how you're meant to do it. I'm pretty sure you're meant to start like on hair that has nothing in it, but it works for me and it helps make it more shiny and moisturized. Now moving on to my fashion favorite. I do actually have one of my favorite things down here, but in general, I've been loving op shopping. I went on a huge op shopping trip with my friend Ali, who's also a YouTuber, and her name is Silver Fox Beauty. I'll have her linked in the description. For some reason I was really lucky that day, and in two salvos I found like 6 or 7 things, and they were all things I've loved and they're things that I've been looking for a while. I don't really know what happened because usually I'm lucky if I even find 1 or 2. So I'm forever thankful for that. But one thing I've been wearing so much because it just suits nearly every single one of my outfits. Those of you who have me on Snapchat would have seen this heaps. And it is this, what do you even call this? Like a pinky, nudie, beige leather jacket. And it's actually originally from Dottie in size 8. And that made me so happy because I know the price of Dottie leather jackets. They're usually about $60 or $80, and I got this for $20, and it pretty much looks brand new. It's in great condition and it fit me perfectly, and I was so happy. A lot of you would know that I've been looking for a leather jacket for a long time. I still really want a black one because it would suit every single outfit, but I was just so happy to find this. It fits me perfectly, and I really like the detailing at the front. I think it looks really cool how it has a zip down the front, and it has buttons, and it just sits really well, and it's so comfortable. Anyway, now moving on to my favorite homeware item. It's probably very obvious for those of you who have been watching my vlogs and one of my other videos where I announced that I'd finally gotten it, and it is my new bed. It probably seems a bit weird to some people that I was so excited about it, but it seriously has excited me for like 2 or 3 months while waiting for it, and getting to put all the different things in there was just my favorite thing. It's probably why I like being a production designer on set, because it's pretty much the same as like dressing up your room. It's just so much fun, and I really love how much more space I have in my room now. I didn't think I had too many things or anything. It just felt a bit cluttered to me. Also love that I got to put all of my series of Unfortunate Events books in there because they're my favorite series, and it's really cool having them nearby. If you absolutely love this bed head and you'd like to buy it yourself, I'm going to have it linked in the description because I honestly don't even remember where I got it. Now moving on to a health favorite. I promise in my upcoming updates on my health, I will be more interesting and I'll have more to talk about because my mum and I are actually going to be returning back to doing Pilates. So look forward to some updates about that, and I'll also try to vlog when I'm there and stuff, which may be a little bit weird as we'll have like a personal trainer kind of person, but I think it'll be interesting for you guys. But anyway, moving on to the health favorite, which I can actually tell you right now. You guys know I'm usually about a month behind in my vlogs, so you would have only seen me use this once, which was actually the first time I ever used it, and since then I've been using it nearly every single morning, and it is these Isagenix Isoline shakes, and they are formulated meal replacement shakes. And I'm sure this scares a lot of people, and that's okay if it does, because it does sound a little scary, replacing a meal with a liquid. It's not actually for weight loss at all. Obviously it's fine if I lose a few kilos because I'm not underweight, but that wasn't actually the reason I started doing it at all. It was because of how good this is for you. I had no idea the benefits were that good when I drank it. My mum told me, oh, you should have it because my boyfriend and I were sick, and I was like, sure. And I actually got hooked on it because of the taste. It is in creamy French vanilla, and usually we add a banana and berries in there, and it tastes so good. It seriously tastes like a dessert. Isoline Shake is a nutritious, balanced meal replacement with protein, energy boosting carbohydrates, and good fats that promote reduced cravings and health weight loss while building strong, lean muscle. And basically, if you look at the ingredients, everything is just so healthy for you, and it's weird. I don't know how you can't taste any of it at all. It just tastes like a creamy vanilla powder. Even if you just put it on your finger, I'm going to continue doing this pretty much forever because I have noticed it has given me so much more energy, and I was really surprised because I didn't think it would be that instant. But even if I don't have much sleep, because a lot of the time I honestly don't because I have to get up quite early for uni and I go to bed late, I just gain energy from it, and it is the best feeling, and it is so perfect for before I go to uni because it takes forever to cook something in the morning. So usually what I do is I make the shake and then I drink it while I'm in the shower because I like multitasking. Also, in case you're wondering, I never actually did the Isogenics program myself. I'm really interested in doing it eventually, but it's just not in my budget, so I couldn't do it this year, but hopefully I can in the future. Parents were doing it, so they had this, and ever since then we've continued buying it, and I think we always will. Now moving on to iPhone apps. It might also be on Android, but I'm not completely sure, but one app I've been absolutely loving is called Sleep Cycle. And a lot of people would find this very, very boring, but I absolutely love it. I've been using it ever since I discovered it every single night, and I feel guilty if I don't use it. Like one night I was sleeping over at someone's house and my phone was dead. I was like, I can't do it tonight, and it just sucks. So basically it's an app that analyzes the quality of your sleep, and it does that through using the built-in microphone to hear when you're breathing and when you wake up and when you move. And at first I thought, how is that meant to tell? But when I look back at it, I'm like, that is on point. I remember waking up at those points. I remember none of that time, so I must have been asleep. Does that make sense? So I completely trust it. It shows you how many times you went in a deep sleep, how often you woke up, your sleep quality in general in a percentage, which I find extremely addictive because I always want to beat the percentage. It's sort of like a game, and it's a good thing. It's a good game to kind of compete with because it means you're going to have better quality sleep. And there's also a lot of elements in the app which I don't personally use, but there is certain sounds you can play while you're trying to sleep which are meant to help. Also an alarm function which actually wakes you up sometime within a 20-minute period, which is really, really good because it knows your sleep cycle, so it knows the best time to wake you up so you'll feel the best. I don't personally use this myself, as when I use the alarm I need to get up at that exact time, so if I need to get up at 5:30 for uni, I'm not going to want to use this. In a way, I think it will really, really help me in the long term because I really do notice when I'm not having enough sleep, and I feel like a lot of the time you know it, but it's not right in front of you, so it's really, really good to see it and be reminded that it's important. I have my phone here, so I thought it would be a good time to show you my music favorites. This album actually came out last year, but I didn't really listen to it at the time. I wasn't too interested, and it is called Revival, and it's by Selena Gomez. And in the past, I've never really listened to her music, but I am really, really obsessed with this album. It gives me so much energy, and I dance to it like almost every single day. And I just really, really love it. There's something about it that just makes me really, really happy. I know I've been loving it because I've just been listening to it non-stop on repeat. So yeah, I really recommend you give it a listen if you haven't already. Now moving on to my food favorites. I don't actually have a favorite food here, but I just had something to tell you guys because I've changed something in my diet recently, and you might find it exciting or interesting in some way, so I thought I'll let you know. Over the last month and a half, I've cut meat out of my diet. I'm still eating fish and seafood, but I'm just not eating meat anymore. I've honestly wanted to be a vegetarian for quite a while, mainly because I've never really been a huge fan of meat. When I go out, I preferably have vegetarian meals anyway. But basically what triggered it was that my boyfriend decided a couple of months ago that he wanted to be vegan. And it sort of pushed me to want to finally make changes in my diet that I've been wanting to make. I don't know why I needed the push, but sometimes you just do with these things. I am so glad that I made the decision to cut meat out of my diet because morally I couldn't really deal with the guilt anymore. I've always felt like that growing up, and obviously it wasn't intense enough for me to stop because I would have stopped if it was so intense, but it was always in the back of my mind. But since I have cut meat out of my diet, I have been feeling a lot less guilty, which has been really good. Obviously my diet changes isn't completely environmentally friendly. I'm completely aware of that, but it has helped me, and in general I've always loved vegetables way more than meat, so I found it so much fun finding new things to cook and just trying new foods, and it's been really, really fun. So I really hope you guys enjoy the next month or so of my vlogs because you kind of get to see that journey. Actually, if you want to know the exact point in which I started being vegetarian, it was actually the first day that we went away to Vanuatu. So that vlog that I uploaded last week, it was the starting point of all of that. Now I'm going to move on to my entertainment favorites. I've already said my favorite music and apps, but I haven't done TV shows and movies. I need to calm down in this section as I always end up talking about it for way too long, so I just have to chill a little bit. Movie-wise, I haven't seen a huge amount at all, mainly because I've just been so busy. Both of these things are actually on Netflix, and I saw them in the last couple of weeks, and I loved both of them. The first one was a documentary called Fed Up, and I watched it with my boyfriend. The summary of it sparked my interest because it was mainly about child obesity. Always found health-related documentaries insanely interesting, and when it involves children, I have so much passion towards children's health, so I was like, yeah, this is perfect for me. And it ended up being so much better than I expected. It covered so many different aspects of the world and how it is impacting these obese children, and it was just insanely interesting. I learned so much. I didn't even think of the government having any influence over it, but once you've watched it, you're like, crap, like that is just, it's scary, but it makes you want to take action so much. So I really recommend it if you're interested by this at all. In general, I would recommend it to every single person. That is one thing I realized after I finished watching it. I was like, the whole world needs to see this. This next movie is again on Netflix, so if you have it, you can go check it out, and it is called In Your Eyes. I watched it by myself a couple of weeks ago, which I was very proud of, as I rarely watch movies by myself. I only really do on planes when I have to, and I actually really enjoyed it. I love romances that aren't cliche, and I really like when they use the concept of them not physically being together all the time. That sort of gives a hint. I just really love it when films explore the more mental side of relationships. I always find that very interesting, so if you do too, I really recommend that. Now moving on to TV shows, I have so many to talk about because I've been loving a huge range of them. The first show I've been watching with my boyfriend, and unfortunately it isn't on Netflix, but it is Futurama. I watched quite a few episodes throughout high school and I really quite liked it, but since I've been watching it in order, I love it even more. And it's just such a fun show to watch together because it's really short, so we can just watch it every now and then. And I just really love it. I think it's very smart and it's really funny. If you've been subscribed to me for a while, these next shows won't be a surprise to you at all, but I have continued to watch The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. I can't remember at what point these shows cut off in the last couple of months, but basically they finished the last season and it ended on a big cliffhanger, and so many people are eager to find out the answer, and I am too, but I'm not desperately searching the internet. I don't want any spoilers at all, so please don't spoil for me below. And since that finished, we've been watching Fear the Walking Dead. If you don't watch The Walking Dead and you feel like you're way too far behind because of how many seasons there are, I really recommend Fear the Walking Dead. Obviously it covers the same zombie-like themes and it's within the same world, but you don't need to know any of the characters or the story that's happening in The Walking Dead unless there's like some huge plot twist and they meet each other, but I very much doubt that. I've been loving Fear the Walking Dead. There's some really special moments in there where I just want to pause the TV and just be like, wow, that was incredible. Now moving on to a show I've been watching by myself, and it is on Netflix, and it's called Upper Middle Bogan, and it's actually filmed in my hometown. Well, not, I don't know, hometown's a weird way to say it, but within Melbourne. There are 2 seasons up right now on Netflix, and it doesn't take too long to watch them as each episode is 20 minutes long, but I seriously recommend that you watch them and catch up because they're actually filming season 3 right now. I just personally love it so much. If you like some of the other shows I watched, then I seriously recommend that you try watching it, even just a couple of episodes to see if you like it. I would love that because there are not enough people watching this show. It's so good. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this super long video. I've been filming for over an hour now and I'm feeling absolutely exhausted, but I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up. I can't believe I thought I could fit a life update in this video, so look forward to a life update in the next few weeks as I have so much to talk about. I keep wanting to talk about it in other videos, but there's just so much to talk about that I can't fit it in, so look forward to a video dedicated to that. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you have been loving any of the same things as me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!